everybody. I recently had the pleasure of meeting the international concert pianist Lang Lang as he was in London to promote and to launch his Mastering the Piano series. This is a series of 5 books talking about piano technique, going from beginner through to grade 5. I've already written a review of book 1, and that's in September's Music Teacher magazine, and I'm writing an article about the whole series for the November Piano Special Edition of Music Teacher. And I thought it would be interesting to share some of Lang Lang's tips. So Lang Lang says, start with the basics. And it's always good to remind ourselves of this. And he said, either hold the apple or hold the orange to get the right hand shape. So I get my pupils to hold the apple or hold the orange gently and then just drop it out of their hand, and there they are in the perfect basic hand position. He also said, scales are so important to me. I start my every practice with scales and always slowly. And then he went on to say about doing an hour or an hour and a half's practice, which I have to say my pupils sort of blanched at the thought, but it's good to plant the seed. And he said, I start them at every practice and it always begins slowly. You can then go on to practice them with different rhythms. So, or swung. And then Lang Lang said, and practice demon turns as well, because the turns are always the tricky bits I find with my pupils. So practice the demon turns. He also said that he knows that the left hand is much weaker, so that needs more practice. So with my pupils, I would say practice your scales, left hand again, to even that up. He said as well that it's often hard for pupils to get the dynamics right or to get the mood of the piece. So he says, think about different moods, or think about pictures or sculptures or emotions to get the right dynamics for a particular piece. Lang Lang explained that as a poor boy from Shenzhen in northern China, and as a young boy, it was quite difficult to access how to play 17th, 18th and 19th century European keyboard music. Good point. And pictures and sculptures shown to him by his teacher really helped convey what the piece was all about. He said he likened legato and staccato playing as well to similar images. So for legato playing for him is like a gecko going up a wall. A gecko, if you've not seen a gecko is like Spider-Man. He goes up the wall and he doesn't fall off. They've got suckers on their feet. And so Lang Lang said that's what he thinks of when he's playing legato. As soon as I said that to one of my pupils last night, his legato instantly improved. He said staccato is rather like a cheeky cat. I think of the cheeky cat bouncing on the piano keys. A beautiful, very light, very naughty cat was how he put it. He said it's also so important to learn pieces hand separately. I can say this till I'm blue in the face to my pupils, but if Lang Lang says it, it means so much more. So when I was a kid, I never played pieces straight away, he says, with both hands. I always did hands separately. And his final point that I thought was really good, he said, if you play Bach every day or every week, everything else will become so much easier. Memorization will be easier, phrasing will be easier if you play some Bach every day. He ended up by saying, to me, the piano is like a musical world. It takes me to a place beyond reality. I think we all value that. Playing the piano, playing any musical instrument, but particularly the piano on our own, can help us access emotions, can take us somewhere else in our imaginations. And that's a real pleasure to be able to do. So those are Lang Lang's tips. Hope you've enjoyed listening to them. And that's the end.